EY, KPMG, WTW, and now Aon. Additionally, John has held key positions within large industry players like Swiss Re, AXA, and Allianz, providing him with a comprehensive understanding of industry from multiple perspectives. Having spent the majority of life in Zurich, John's move to Asia 5 years ago has brought a fresh perspective and a deep appreciation for the unique challenges and opportunities present in the APAC region. His global experience combined with regional expertise positions him as a valuable resource for navigating the complexity of digitalization in technology in Insurer-Broker partnership. Now please join me in welcoming John, Molly, and also our active panelists. Ms. Cindy Law, Senior Vice President Customer Experience and Digital Leader, Asia VT Marsh. And Mr. Amit Motwani, Corporate Vice President, Max Life Insurance. Ms. Kim Yen Lin, Regional Sales Growth Leader, APAC Market Experience. Mr. Young Suk Kim, CEO, Global Life Planet. The discussion will be on digital brokers, digitalization and technology for new insurer-broker partnership. Over to you. Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you. That was a fabulous introduction. I'm now going to contract you to write my next CV because I hardly recognise myself. I'm so brilliant. That was great. So what we'd like to do is we'll spend the next half hour with you. We'll start by the panel introducing themselves, and then we'll get into a series of questions, and we'll also have more of a dialogue around this topic. I think it's a fascinating one, and I think by drawing out some real life examples of the challenges that we face, but also the opportunities that we have, then I think that would be most beneficial to you. So maybe Cindy, you can start.
Hi everyone. So my name is Cindy. I'm currently working in Marsh, which is one of the top broker firm in the market. So
sounds like you're up to offers.
one of the major broker, right? So they are major. So my role focuses on the affinity business. So basically, affinity business is more the personal line of broking. So we kind of broke between the customer, the client, and the insurance carrier, so to help them to find the best personal line products. So prior to joining Marsh, I was working in Accenture for 10 plus years. Very happy to be in the panel today with broker and insurers as well. Very interesting.
Thank you, Cindy. My name is Amit Motwani. I am a strategy lead for Max Life Insurance. I work, before that I was a consultant for almost 8 years with EY. So I think we share the same bloodline here, John, Cindy. Before that, for the last 15 years, I spent a lot of time in distribution transformation, digital transformation for operational excellence. I also assisted PE firms for their investments in India with the commercial due diligence aspect. That's about it.
I guess today's panel, all of us are from different countries. Seems like we are global here. We have people from Singapore, Hong Kong, India, myself from Singapore, and then we have YS from Korea. So just to introduce myself, my name is Kim. I'm a sales leader with APAC experience. I have more than 17 years in the insurance space, largely in the distribution, so I understand the brokers, the agents really well, the inside out value chains. I also dabble into claims and product development throughout my 17 years experience. So very delighted to be here in this panel to answer questions, and we'll try to make it as fun as possible, right?
Thank you. Hi, my name is YS Kim, actually CEO of Global Life Planet. Actually, Global Life is the third largest life insurer in Korea, and they started the pure digital insurer named Life Planet 11 years ago. And we've been growing so far, and we keep trying to transform the purchase behavior of life insurance in Korea, and so far so good. So before I joined the Life Planet, I used to be Accenture for 12 years and moved to UI for another 8 years as a partner. So it's a great experience being here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So maybe we start with you, Cindy, and I guess some of the audience may not be familiar with broking as such and what the broking value chain is. So maybe you can give us a quick sort of summary of how the intermediaries work.
Okay, cool. So just a quick broking 101 for anyone who want to understand broking industry, right? So in a kind of broking, insurance broking life cycle, there are a few kind of components. First, market research, so basically you understand what's the emerging trend in terms of insurance needs. Then is the kind of product development. So a lot of times the brokers proactively work with different insurers in different spaces to design what are the product that will be on demand, right? And then the next phase is placement. So placement is the kind of backbone of broking. So placement, in simple terms, is matching the client and insurance carrier. So try to find the best rates, find the best product in turn. So that is another important element. And then next is distribution. So distribution means we help the clients or we help the insurers to find a channel to distribute insurance products, be it digital, right? So that's why I'm hired. So it's really find a digital channel to help distribute the insurance products. And then is the ongoing program performance, including claims handling, etc. So this is a kind of entire broking life cycle. So a lot of overlaps, but I will see there is a lot of collaboration with insurance companies as well. Yeah.
And I guess traditionally it's been a very, or thought of as a very sort of, especially if you look at commercial lines, very white glove kind of operation where it's been thought of as very difficult to digitize and very difficult to sort of create digital platforms that can support broking across many aspects of it. So I guess, Amit, if we come to you and think, what does digital broking then actually mean? How do we define that?
Thanks, John. So everything what Cindy shared here for the corporates and for the group broking, everything what she spoke about, everything can be done digitally with limited number of clicks. That I would define as a digital broking. Secondly, I would also want to share some examples from Indian market. The regulators recently opened up in the Indian market and said that anybody can become a broker, and they reduced the thresholds and the entry barriers. A lot of insurtechs joined that bandwagon and started offering products from all insurance companies to the same client, very easy and in simple and seamless fashion. That is one side of broking. They also are able to crack the second side of broking, which is creating digital agents, and they have now become sub-brokers in India. So they are able to recruit an agent for the broking teams in 72 hours. They are able to onboard, train them digitally, and then they are the next nudge to the customers. This is for the retail segment. And that is the recent phenomenon which is picking up. The regulator has become so progressive that they are going forward and they are themselves launching an aggregator themselves, which is called the Bima Sugam in Indian market, which is going to go live probably by next year. So the broking space in Indian market is heating up quite a bit, especially in the retail space.
Yeah, and I guess you got that whole, as you were referring to, that whole sort of micro broking kind of, everybody's uncle in India is a broker, right? And it will sell you products and that stuff. And the huge amount of key regulation that's going on. You've got the city as well, which commercialised, which is very exciting. Sort of, I mean, so I guess that's a view from India. Can I maybe pass to you and say anything you want to add around that?
Yeah, I think it's fascinating to hear that, and perhaps we can also learn from India market. I guess the whole idea about, I believe the future of broking is really digitalize the whole value chain, collecting a lot of data, big data. With those data, we will be able to understand the customer buying behavior. That's very important. That's very important for the insurers because they could use this information to customize the right products, dissect the customer segment, and also profiling the customer and sell the right products that doesn't require a lot of efforts to onboard new customer and grow their market share. That's from the insurance standpoint. And also at the same time, they will also have the ability to collect a lot of claims data. And these claims data could actually form some kind of pre-underwriting process for existing customers who want to buy more products. So they don't have to go through the full underwriting process, be it PNC or life products, microinsurance. Just a few clicks, they can get the product, they can get the coverage instantly. It enhances the customer journey. It also enhances the broker experience of dealing with the insurer, and therefore they want to distribute more of that insurance product. And also insurers are able to grow their top line. I know insurance is all about bottom line, and at the same time, the performance of the books will be protected. And in terms of the broker perspective, with this platform, which they could actually share the same platform, but limiting on the functionality of what broker can see or cannot see, and use that information to better service their customer in the sense that they could actually deepen the relationship with the customer. At the end of the day, it's all about client retention rate. That's very important in the broking space. And they are able to convert all these leads to real sales, and therefore they increase their ability to achieve their targets a lot easier. That's my take. Yeah.
No, very insightful. I think, and yes, you're right. I think that it should all be about the bottom line. But how many insurers, especially in the GI side, and I know we're largely live here, on the GI side, that still focus on GWP as a major sort of indicator, which is just a volume indicator, right? It's still amazes me. But I think we've already touched on it with what you were saying about how the next level of training people on to use these digital platforms as brokers. But I guess passing on to you guys about how sort of more broadly do you think these sort of transformations are enabling and the use of digital platforms by brokers can be involved?
Yeah, thank you, Askin, for that point. About the micro broking, actually the Korea is under deregulation about micro broking, and we are waiting for the lawmakers to make a decision about that. For example, like retailers or telcos, they can broking the micro insurance or sometimes personal health insurance as well. But the currently regulators have a big argument about whether they do or not. So, but I think the micro broking is igniting the how's the transformation, digital transformation about between the relationship of the broker and insurer. But we still focusing on the traditional broker company because we believe a very unique value we can create together. For example, like affinity groups. So we always looking for the great idea about embedded product together. So the broker knows the client side very well. We know the product development side very well, but we lack of information on what they really need. So broker side suggest we created the rates and product together and embedded their business and services. It created a big pipeline for us to create the revenue. That is the one idea. The other idea is actually the acquisition cost too high for especially the digital insurance like us. So when we build a pipeline with a broker company, then we want to sell add-on, top-up, upsell, cross-sell, based on the information only broker can capture. For example, like employee benefit program, they have a data how they diligently work or absent for illness, absent for accident. All type of HR related data can be passed to the broker to the insurer. Then you can provide them a pre-underwriting engine. So please offer this add-on coverage for only this type of green category employees. Don't offer the red category employees this coverage to Denmark. So that kind of the ecosystem I expected to create. So I'm closely working with the March teams back in Korea right now. So I'm looking forward to creating it.
Are you looking forward to that too? Cindy, are you looking forward to that?
Just to tap on the one of the example. So collaboration, like just want to understand the flow, right? So which one of you have the access to your own company employee benefit platform? Hands up if you have. Okay. How many of you have access to additional personal line products from your employee benefits platform? Okay, only a few.
Don't
right?
know it's also an option.
Don't know, yes, exactly. Yeah, so two. So
There
this,
could be a caveat that is it just an upsell or incremental insurance cover which they are offering, or they are ready to offer a new product line as well on your portals? More of an upsell, like incremental, right? How?
so this is something that we want to do more with different insurance carriers and also clients, is to offer more like a full suite of personal line products as part of the existing offering. So for example, if I'm an employee, I also might have needs for personal accident or travel insurance or anything else. Then I think it's the easiest way is to like kind of access my employer's and employee benefit platform. Maybe I get a discount there and etc. Right? The same a hotline that I want to make a claim, or the same way that submitting a claim. So everything, the customer journey is very, very seamless. I think this is where we want to make more value out of the perspective of customer experience, and also kind of collaborate as well.
Right. So I definitely agree with what I just mentioned. I guess in my point of view is that the change is going to happen in the next 3 to 5 years. I believe the affinity segment, what Cindy has mentioned, there's a lot of untapped potential, right? I know earlier on we were just chatting with John, said that it's all about profit from the broking space, but you don't have to build in-house for the system or platform. You can leverage on platforms like iPlanet, for example, where they provide the digital sales platform, where they also embed automated underwriting solutions on the platform. So individual employee like myself can actually go on that platform to the self-service, buying those insurance at my own free time. That's perfect, and it makes the employee happy. Less complaints to the HR, and the HR will continue to renew that group policy with the brokers.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And we all love nothing better than buying insurance on our free time. That's exactly what we all do, right? So, I think it's because I guess what you're describing there is the whole ecosystem approach, rather than having to own all our complete technology stacks, which I think also brings us on to which is probably a little bit more of a tricky question for sort of new entries and startups. How can they sort of compete against the larger established players who really have these relationships and are already deeply embedded in the sort of broking life cycle that Cindy explained to us. So maybe I'll give you that hospital pass and see if we can do that.
Thank you. So the way I see, there is no new or a small insurtech startup. It's about how this, small or big. It's about how big the problem they are solving. That defines how big you're going to be in future, and that's where the investments are going to come through. There is one example, the German Defox insurtech. I mean, from 2015 to 2021, they became a unicorn in Europe, and now they are valued at 3.2 billion. Not adding more about the recent happenings, but they are a good example how they were able to crack the
The
market.
almost bankrupt cash straps refunds.
Insolvency.
Yes.
The recent insolvency. However, having said that, I think the trend is moving towards creating more customer value. And Vyas touched upon the fact that as an insurer, the cost of acquisition hurt us a lot. everybody thought when online products will be sold online, the cost will reduce. However, that hasn't happened. The bigger players like Google search engines and all that, we are passing the money there. Eventually, the bigger problem for the insurer and in fact for the broker as well, the way we look at this, we can only create customer value by two aspects. A, by reducing the cost of acquisition, and B, improving our claim ratios and writing the right risk. I think that's where I see real play of small insurtechs coming in. And the other advantage which smaller insurers carry, or the new insurtechs carry, is that they are agile and nimble. For a large company to start a new product and to withdraw a product or experiment is going to be very difficult. If I have to just talk about Kubo Life, if Kubo Life has to launch a product and to withdraw for the large agency and banker, it will be very difficult. But for Life Planet, Wise can just press a button and stop the API at that moment if he doesn't like the product. So that's the advantage where the new insurtechs and the smaller players have.
Yeah. And I guess that's a good example because it sort of reminds me of the sort of disintermediaries in the aggregators in the UK and Europe, so this is not a new thing, right? I mean, this has been going for 15 years there. And what we saw was on personal lines, it was a race to the bottom, and then there was a bottom bounce, and then there was a flight back to quality, right? So that the insurers that people knew the brands, understood, and I guess do we see a similar life cycle to that in Asia, or what do we think?
In terms of personal line insurance, so we do see a lot of cross-sell and or product expansion. So, for example, so typically I would think that, just another poll, right? Do anyone here have personal cyber protection? Meaning you pay additional premium, and then you get your credit card protected, like the transactions, etc. Does anyone get that? Yourself? No, right? So I think this is one of the trend that we see. Increasingly, we want to make it more well aware that at an individual level, do we have the kind of mandate to protect our own data, personal data, or finance data? So we work with Insurer a lot, like different countries, to try to design this product and then push it to the market to see, and then we want to understand the rate and etc. I think this is one of the examples that I think we see a bounce of personal line products as a part of the commercial line, but more like an expansion of that. Yeah.
I mean, in some markets across APAC, even corporate cyber cover is still under penetrated, right? I mean, India's a great example. It's one of the world's greatest IT hubs and development hubs, and yet the penetration on cyber is woefully low. So it's something we see across the graph. So, and which I think brings us on to sort of more on, the more data analytics and more use of AI and whether that will change things. I personally think it will significantly, but why yes, maybe you've got views on that as a digital insurer.
Sure. Actually, the usage and potential of the using data and AI about the especially the insurance broker relationship is increasing. For example, like a couple of areas such as underwriting area, definitely. Actually, the broker companies are taking the commission out of us, but the still risk is on us. So it's very important. We have to trust each other. We are using the right underwriting. These underwriting rules don't hurt the relationship, your client and the broker, and also don't hurt the margin and profitability of the insurer and the broker as well. That's why the improving the underwriting engine is very important. But the old-fashioned rule engine is not good enough. So we are always looking for the technology such as machine learning and AI, how we make it more better underwriting engine. And another area is about the engagement. How we insurers want to keep engagement with the client customers. For example, B2B2C customers, but the brokers are afraid of what if the insurers take our client from a broker. That's why we always talking about who going own the customers, who are going to engage the customer. That's why we talking with the brokers. Let's build some common platform for the B2B2C, B2B2C consumers can get a benefit, get a health tips, better improve their health. All sort of the platform can be shared between broker and insurer. Last point is about claim. Actually, the claim payment is always paper process. That's why the broker is always doing that on behalf of insurer. That's why we pay for their services. But insurer also think the claim is the moment of the truth to sell more. That's why how we engage together through the seamless user experience from customer, broker to insurer, to share the information together, then insurer can have a chance to upsell and cross-sell. Brokers can have a more clarity about the claim payment. All those kind of data and analytics powered by AI is a very good common working point, I think.
Yeah, great. And we're already approaching the end, so we've got through 5 of the 7 questions, which is a bad not very good. So I'd just like to pass around the panel for any closing comments.
Yeah, sure. I think one of the key elements in the insurer-broker partnership discussion, which is the topic today, is the value of both insurer and broker pays, right? So it's like kind of different role, but more from a broker perspective, because we work with multiple insurers, multiple countries and clients. So do have like a lot of resources in focusing on also the local regulations and compliance needs. For example, data privacy rules and the requirements. So those we do have a lot of resources to understand, and that is also one of the value that we add to insurer, because a lot of times they might not have the resource and insight to go tap into each other market, to understand and to how to handle those local regulations. So I think this is also one of the points that I think we can kind of broker can add value to the partnership.
So I think I'll go back to my value point. I think the markets are moving towards creating more value for the customer, and as and when more and more new players are going to enter the market, they are going to compete for that space even and pushing the existing legacy insurers to the extent that they have to reduce their operational cost. And I see brokers playing a very critical, have a very critical play in that entire equation. They add a lot of, they can really help to reduce the customer acquisition cost. I think YS already mentioned about penetrating the existing customer wallet share. That is critical. The other aspect which I want to share from an Indian market, Indian standpoint is, there's a new thing which we have come up. The government of India has launched a platform called as ONDC. It is an open network for digital commerce. Anyone who has a product, a shopkeeper, can go online tomorrow. And these SMEs are going to be on platter, for anybody to access. You can partner with anyone and penetrate deeper through these markets already. They are going to compete with the Amazons. There is a new equation which is coming up, which is competing with Uber in India. Uber is charging around 20-25% commission for the driver. New player which has come in, the new entrant, is charging less than 50 cents per day for the driver. So they are going to really transform. The value for the customer is going to be very critical in the next stage. So that's where I see brokers have a very more important, even more important role to play.
Southeast Asia, we drove out Uber a while ago. So.
Just to add on, and also to bring the point across on, some of you may be in our brokers or in the broking space. I don't believe digitalize the sales process actually is taking away the customer. In fact, we are making your customer closer to you, build a stronger relationship, because we do see the consumer buying behavior has changed, especially after the pandemic. People want to transact more online, and people do not want to wait, call the hotline and ask questions or wait for the brokers to call them back. I believe, if we have some form of chat box or AI assistant to take care of some of the more simple query that's embedded on their mobile app or on the website integrations to answer those questions, that actually helps and that serves this group of customers who do not want to pick up phone call, right?
And I think in 5 years' time, even the more complicated
Okay, broker insurer relationship has continued more than a few hundred years. And once internet emerged, the relationship went to different level of relationship. And another moment is data and AI is making this relationship going to another totally different level. So it builds the trust more. It builds the shares of common interest as more, and it also builds the opportunity to grow the more. I think that's why we need to capture this moment between the relationship with broker and insurer, and we got to work together to analyze the customer's journey from the inception to the service. So all those areas should be developed more and researched more, work together more to create a value for both of us.
Thank you. It's been my absolute pleasure to be with the panel today, and I hope you've enjoyed the discussion and thanks for the presentation. Thank you. Bye bye.